All right, this is the weekly check of the Hungry bin with red wigglers. Let's see, I know I fit in the middle here. I want to check on the perimeter here. I dug way down last time. I left the cover open. Let's see what we have here. Moist, very moist. Right here. Let me check the center where I fed them. No, there's a lot of worms here in the center. See if you can see all the worms here in the center here. So they're still attacking the food. Here's a, let's see, it has some mites on it. It's a worm right there. I don't know what kind of worm that is. Smash it. It doesn't look like a pot worm. It could be a pot worm. I'm not quite sure. So they're still working on that sweet potato. Oh, I'm sorry. Couldn't see. Still working on that sweet potato. Okay. Let's see what else is in here. Okay. But they are at the center. A lot of worms at the center. Can't tell if you're picking it up or not, or seeing it very well. Okay. Let's see. I put some napkins in here too. Let me see how they're doing on the napkins. I did water it from the top, not much. But they apparently don't need any moisture put into the bin at all, I think. Let's see. All right, there's still some corn on the cob. Still looking for baby worms. I don't see any, which is very strange. Oh, napkin. They're doing good work of it. Breaking it down. Oh, let's see, is that a baby? Nope, it's a piece of straw. Not a baby. I'm going to do quick work of aerating this today. I'm not going to spend as much time as I did last week. The level of the bin has gone down some. There's a lot of carbon in here. carbon sources. Which is fine. One thing I do regret though, oh look, it's a big piece of string. I'll leave that in there. May or may not break down. I think it is cotton. Don't know if it's totally cotton or if it has some nylon in there. Doesn't stretch at all. Oh, one thing I do regret is feeding them some pistachio nutshells. I think they may not have been, well, I think they may have been salted and may not have been rinsed prior to putting in the freezer. Oh, interesting. This is just a teeny bit warm right here. That's it. Everywhere else is room temperature. There are worms throughout. Anyway, so that's what I regret as far as this bin goes. Because since they are, well, it was an experiment for me, just to see if they, what they did with it and how long it might take. And it's taking longer than I want to wait. So while I am not putting any more pistachio nutshells in here, I'm thinking that, since I'm aerating the bin, that's why it's, it's going to take a while for it to come out of the bin. But I think that's all right. The sunflower seed shells are fine. They break down pretty good, pretty easily. So I'm not worried about that. But definitely the level of the bin has dropped. So I think, let's see, I think I will feed them. Oh, there's a bone, chicken bone. Let's see. See if I see anything else I can toss out. Here's the ever-standing avocado pit. All right. Oops. Sorry about that. I kicked the camera. Let's make sure that you can still see. Let me turn the camera off. I'm going to get their food ready. And we'll go from there. All right, I'm back with the food and bedding. After I turned the camera off, I was digging a little bit more. I did find some cocoons, and I did spot some baby worms. So that's encouraging to me. That, the pH or the salt from the pistachio shells maybe just was detrimental for a little while, but not totally, so that's good. And with the food and bedding that I'm adding to it, it helps to break it up. So all is not lost. And okay, let's see. So I put in some dry bedding around the perimeter. I'm feeding in the perimeter today. It's wet. I don't know if I'll put all of the wetness in here or mix it into another container that I have that has a lot of dry food in it. Not much liquid food in it. Let's see how this goes here today. There's watermelons and see this muck? There's watermelon rinds and some, well, you can't tell that they were bananas because they're totally dissolved now. They've been frozen and then thawed and sitting in my counter for about a week already, if not longer. Corn cob in here. More pistachio shells. Let's see. All right. I want to feed all of these to them. They haven't had a really nice feeding in a while. Mainly it's been more carbon-based, like pistachio shells and corn cobs. Oh, there's a few carrots in here, so it'll be interesting to see. Even though the carrots have been frozen, if they will, break down, how fast they will break down. So we'll see. Also see if this bin heats up a lot. My anticipation is that it won't, only because the food has been sitting out for quite a while. I stir it up every day to aerate it. There's usually, I usually keep it covered because it smells really bad. And aerated, I do see some mold growing on top, and I just mix it right in. Okay. See, there's some liquid left. I'm going to save it for the next batch of food that I have, and the microbial content in here will also help it to break down quicker. So that's one of my goals too, that they won't have a lot of, oh, darn it, I forgot to put my worm chair on here. Let me do that first before putting all the stuff on that. The bedding, I mean. If you've been watching me for a while, you know I say stuff and that's that thing, and hopefully you can read my mind and know what I'm talking about. Anyway. Okay. Oh. Just cover it up good. So far, the bin has been okay since I've not put the cover on. Obviously, there's no worms that'll go climbing. And the top does get dry. But I've been putting some water, but I don't think I need to put water. I'm going to try it this week, not putting water. These are pistachio shells. You take these out. Sometimes their worms are kind and they put the pistachio shells on top for me so I can just pick them out. Other times not. Sometimes I think they're pistachio shells, but they're really sunflower seed shells, and they break. They're bendable, they're very easy to break down. Even then, some of the pistachio nutshells that I've been picking out, they have been pliable, very pliable. All right, I thought I saw baby worm. No, that's not a baby worm. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna put some moist bedding on. They like to eat the moist bedding as well. And I will also put some neem seed meal on top. Just a little bit. And that's it. And thank you for coming on this journey with me.